Good afternoon. These are some exciting times we live in. Now, I'm not a, I won't say I'm not a big fan of movies, but I watch a few here and there. But there's a line, I believe it was in Pearl Harbor, that stood out to me. When the president one day said, "Don't tell me it can't be done. Tell me how it can be done." That's what I feel like when I'm fighting this H-1B scam every day. You know, people say, "You're just one man. You can't make a difference." They don't understand the difference that we can make. If we get in Washington, D.C. as a senator, you're going to start out in whatever they call the newbie corner, you know, the newly elected senators. You're not going to have any responsibilities. Probably they were going to try and throw any responsibilities they have that nobody else wants to do on you so that you'll take them and they can see how you work. That's fine. That's how everybody starts out in every job in the world. So my point is you're going to get in there and you're going to excel at these jobs and you're going to get to know people and the media is going to come up and ask you questions. Even if they don't want to ask you questions, they're going to ask you. They have to. It's part of their job because they're always seeking some kind of answers to the questions they're trying to tell their Americans about. So you get in there and you play their game and you say, "Sure, I'll talk to you about that. But then we're going to talk about jobs for Americans in America." And since I represent Texas, for Texans in Texas. If you want to talk to me, I'm going to talk to you. But we're going to discuss jobs. And this happens every single day. People say it can't be done. I don't want to hear it can't be done. I want to hear how can we do it. So if you're the type of person that's just going to throw your hands up and walk away and say, "I give up, it can't be done," then really, you're in the wrong business. We're in a battle for our right to work as Americans in America. Some big money behind this. It took a lot of money to buy off all them politicians to send all your jobs overseas starting back in the 70s. Takes a lot of money to import all them non-immigrant guest workers to buy off all them politicians that are selling you out now. Took a lot of money yesterday for India. Most likely it was India because it took a lot of money to put them howdy modi birthday wishes all over the world. I've been hearing rumors are coming in from everywhere, every country, every state in America. It took a lot of money. That's what you're up against. You are one man or one woman against the world. At stake is your right to provide for your family in America. If you don't mind ending up being homeless, destitute, impoverished, hey, maybe you should sit this one out. But we're in a battle, folks. This can't be about race. I don't want to hear no more of that damn Indian this and that, and yada, yada, yada. It's a math game. We create 1.5 million jobs per year on average. We have 4 million high school kids needing jobs. That means we're 2.5 million in the hole before we even get started. And we issue 11 million non-immigrant guest worker visas every year, with at least 1.5 million of them wanting those 1.5 million jobs. And to show how it's happening and why it's happening and prove that it's happening, we have the Table A7 data, which shows that about 46% of all jobs in America as of this last month have gone to foreign born non immigrant guest workers. Has nothing to do with race. It's nothing against India or Taiwan or China or America or anybody. It's a simple math job. When Americans get 50% of the jobs and they're 80% of the workforce, Americans are going to get screwed. Foreign born are 20% of the workforce and they get close to 50% of the jobs. So they're making out like bandits. Who's paying the price? It ain't them corporate executives that sent their jobs overseas and imported workers. It ain't the politicians that enable them. It's you, the American family, that has nobody in your corner talking about what you're dealing with. If you think Cornyn or Paxton or Colin Allred, any of them guys is going to talk about jobs for you, they don't even understand the question. And they're denying the results. Recently, Cornyn went online and said, hey, all you lazy bastards that are sitting on the couch won't go get a job, we're going to make you get a job. We're going to kick you off Medicaid. We're going to kick you off whatever it takes, food stamps, anything, to make you go to work. And he's doing this staring straight in the camera, knowing full well that him and Abbott have done buku work to import non-immigrant guest workers from India, which is depriving you of jobs. And they are doing it using your taxpayer money for Texas state agencies that are hiring contractors who hire these H-1Bs who will not hire Texans or Americans. If you think the deck isn't stacked against you, you ain't paying attention, folks. We can win. Don't tell me it can't be done. Tell me how it can be done. How do we get my name all over Texas, every county? How do we get our flyers? We got a couple of flyers made up. We'll make up more if that's what it takes. Make up better ones. How do we get our name out there? How do we put Texans first? As a guy on Twitter just pointed out a minute or two ago, Texans don't have the money to pay for their vote to be heard. So they're left without a voice. How do we give them that voice? Now, I said at the beginning, it's exciting times. Monday I got an interview. Not going to say where. Don't want to jinx it or anything like that. But Monday I got an interview. Just a few minutes ago, this guy here said these kind words about me. Says 2026 Texas GOP primary is Paxton versus Cornyn, but outlier V. Biersfeld is all in with limits on H-1B opt. If Biersfeld can keep it away from race, other side won't, and focus on jobs, this could be fascinating how politics play out, and also watch for the Indian Embassy in the United States involvement in general. And then he's got a link to my website. That's nice of him. And he's exactly right. We're going to keep it away from race. This has nothing against India's or any other country. It's a math game. We create 1.5 million jobs. We graduate 4 million high school graduates, which means we're 2.5 million over what we've created already. And we issue 11 million non-immigrant visas every year, with at least 1.5 million of them wanting those 1.5 million jobs, leaving Americans with nowhere to go, and only about 50% of them getting jobs in Texas or America, with the rest of the jobs going to foreign-born workers that were imported to deprive you of jobs. That's very nice of him to say it that way. Don't know who he is? Pull it up here. Former executive at Next Digital and Apple Daily. Currently quite busy with freeing HK political prisoners, hospitality, and real estate. I don't know him. Never met him. But I want to say thank you. I appreciate it, Mark. I need all the help I can get. Sounds like he's in Taiwan. Hell, we're getting global reach. I think that's great. How do we get more? Don't tell me it can't be done, because it can be done. Let's find a way. Let's find a way to do it all. My name's Virgil Biersfeld. VBSenate.com is my website. My email is vbierce@gmail.com. You can email me. I'm accessible. You can text me. I won't answer the phone, but you can text me. 325-215-1886. I don't answer the phone because between cyber stalkers and scammers, I just don't want nothing to do with it. We need people. We need support. We need a campaign manager. We need people to spread this out in every county in Texas. We can beat these bastards. But you have to believe you can beat them. Because they're not going to turn over and give you. If you think Cornyn and Paxton, with their millions of dollars behind them, are going to easily give up, you're mistaken. Now, Cornyn, he's got so much bad blood in Texas that he'll lose pretty easily, I think. Paxton, a lot of people say, oh, Paxton's our man. He ain't cheated us like Cornyn. Yet if you dig in his background between not keeping his pants zipped up and all the corruption claims, it seems that he can't. Let's put it this way, if a man has corruption claims following him all through his career, do you really think he's going to stand up for you in America? I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I am. Ken Paxton, I'm going to go on record right now. I want you to tell America, tell Texas, that you will end forever the use of taxpayer money to pay contractors who do not hire American citizens in America to work on Texas state projects. If you'll do that, I'll shut up. You won't do it. I think it's funny. You got the endorsement of all these people. What's the guy's name today? Brandon Herrera, Young Republicans of Texas. You got a bunch of endorsements. And all of them have come on record and saying they're against the use of H-1B. But you won't. So, Ken, you're going to have to fight like hell to win this one. Because we're going to find a way to beat you. Texas workers deserve to be able to provide for their families in Texas. End of discussion, Ken. Thank you, everybody. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff, share everything. Do whatever you can to help us give voice to Texans in Texas. I appreciate it. Thank you. Bye.